Hello guys, this is IntoCryptoSpace, and we're going to be talking about ticker symbol Mary, because what's life without a little bit of mystery? So unless you've been living under a rock, you have definitely heard of the token Mary. So there's a lot of things going on, especially in the last week and a half. It's been gaining super momentum in its chart. There's a lot of things speculated, a lot of things rumored. Along with that, they're releasing a couple of announcements, one of them being an NFT collection. I was just talking to the lead art designer on the NFT project, and it is seemingly very bullish. I'm definitely going to participate, as I hear the floor price right here, public, is $199, very cheap. So that means is that out of the 3,030 mystery NFTs, almost all of them are going to be bought up instantaneously. I would assume the first week guaranteed everything's selling, especially if the project is doing as well as it is currently. It's going to sell out. And then what's up happening is that the community at that point, they will dictate the floor price. And as the project continues to do better, it will do better. And honestly, it's kind of giving me a loaded lion type of vibe, which is super bullish. As a quick note, out of 3,030, 30 of them are actually going to be legendaries, and the utilities behind it haven't been revealed just yet. So let's get into the foundation of it all. Let's see how much they have built themselves up and how are they exposing themselves into what audiences, right? So going down here, we can see what markets they are on. So one thing about this project, right, it definitely gives me a blue chip type of feel. So there has to be certain processes, certain procedures that they have to kind of abide by and go by first. There's no reason to do anything else, because then you start to spread out and thin out your liquidity in your audiences. And you don't want that. You want them to be bundled up as tightly as possible so that when they break out, it's a huge explosion. With that being said, across the list, we're on VVS Finance. You have to be on VVS Finance. Regardless of what you say about any of the DEX on the Cronos chain, VVS has the closest correlation to Crypto.com, all right? So you need to be on there. You need to develop that LP ratio, because that's the most important. But they have established themselves on Ibiso Bay, MF Finance, Codex, and that's a start. What we'd like to see is that the VVS Finance is still strong, because, again, Crypto.com is looking at VVS Finance mostly. So we're looking at a 3.1 million in volume on a daily basis, and that's looking good. LP ratio, very important to me, very important to everybody in a scenario. Any part of the equation, you need to have a strong LP. How are we looking? 2.2 million in liquidity. This is amazing. This was, I think, 6 times more than Crow and Knife before it got listed, and it's so important that it's above 2 mil. And actually, with that being said, David, the CEO, had commented earlier talking about how VVS is asking them if and how they would be able to get an additional 1.5, 1.2 million in liquidity. I'm going to pause the video and I will have it up next screen. So right here, I have come across it on Discord. I have pulled it up and populated it. From David, VVS team asking us how we can raise over 1.5 million Crow adding to LP. Guys, if you are part of the Crow with Knife army, you will remember that Crypto.com went through VVS to help strengthen the project because they really wanted to have them on there, but the liquidity was lacking. So therefore, they helped and made a scenario where they can help themselves get to a liquidity point to be listed. So the very fact that VVS is talking about LP, talking about these parameters, these guidelines, these thresholds, this is super bullish. I was one of the few when VVS first gave that offer to Crow and Knife about, you getting in on the pre-sale. We'll add just as much Crow to your CAW token, and we'll inject it into your liquidity. That is the most bullish thing, because that's the number one thing exchanges need before a listing. This is the most bullish. Anything else could have been said. This is what makes me feel bullish right here. This makes me feel bullish. So this is a matter of time. This is a ticking time bomb, right? So get in now, get in quick. That's all I have to say. Of course, NFA, not financial advice, right? Do your own research. But guys, look at what's happening, look at what's forming, and look at the clues, right? Even if you expose yourself by, I always say, spread your seeds, right? Even if it's a small bag, you got to play the plays that make sense instead of the plays that you hope without any hard validation on those other plays, right? And this is the means where you have to plant your seeds and let one of them sprout, let one of them hit, you know? Because the moment you don't do that and you try to go all in on one, things can go terribly wrong. So spread your risk tolerance and know what you're getting into. And again, I always say, stay convicted in your plays. You know, I've done that so well in the last month and a half, and I've definitely been rewarded. But it also has, stay informed, stay with the community, talk to other community members, stay in the space. Because if you're not there, if you don't hear the news, all of a sudden you see a 10, 20% drop, you're going to panic if you're overinvested, all right? But you won't over panic if you're convicted in your plays, right? So before we head out, I'd like to say that this is not usually what I go into. I like kind of like the degen meme plays that really have a strong community, but I love seeing a blue chip, however you want to phrase it. This looks good, looks very well rounded. The website's put together, a lot of collaborations, a lot of partnerships across the board, NFT projects, and it's really there. I do enjoy it, you know. So I'll definitely continue doing videos. If you like these videos, make sure you comment below. Tell me what you like best about Mystery, and we'll leave it at that. As promised, I was gonna shout out Croppin Hood, who has been a huge community member and staple here for this project. He is doing a huge giveaway, right? So pulling this out other way into CryptoSpace, beautiful. He's doing a massive giveaway across the board, and all you got to do is just follow, repost, and if you want to participate, you also have to tag one friend with multiple entries allowed, right? So this is a good way, even if you don't do it. I followed up with all this, but I'm not looking to get any of the prizes because I love the initiative on it. So I told them I was going to shout them out, shout the tweet out. This helps the community, gets everybody together on the same page. And, you know, as long as you've done your information, if you're convicted, you should be happy with what he's trying to do and what these projects are trying to do. They're trying to be the next blue chip tokens, projects, NFT collaborations for this chain. So I'm here for it because I am here for the Cronos ecosystem. All right. So IntoCryptoSpace, see you guys. Thank you again for viewing. Thank you again for supporting the channel. It means so much. I have just hit well over my 1,000 subscription mark. I couldn't have done it without you guys. And it just, how you guys make me feel, the communities, the projects, the ecosystem. I love everything about the Cronos chain. So I will be here continuing my thing. Again, if you like these videos, comment, like, and sub below. Thank you again, guys. Until next time.